have the recipe to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, led by Eric Spoelstra, one of my favorite coaches in today's game. He has the recipe. He has the players. He has the bodies. We know defense win championships, and that's what the Miami Heat hang their hats on, playing defense. They got multiple guys that they could throw at Giannis. Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, Bam. You have all these multiple guys that you could throw at him. They defend at a high level. When you look at their roster from top to bottom, you look at guys like Kendrick Nunn, Goran Dragic. You look at guys like Iguodala again. And then all of a sudden you have the Splash Brothers of the Eastern Conference. No disrespect to Clay and Steph. We know them guys are future Hall of Famers, but Tyler Hero and Duncan, you can leave them open if you want to, and that's what Milwaukee do. They give up three-point shots. They stop you from getting to the rank number one in protecting the paint and protecting the rim. But what do Miami rank number one in? Shooting the three, and they do it at a high level. And I keep saying this, the steal in that Andre Iguodala trade was Jay Crowder. No one really talked about him, but he was a steal, a sleeper. And now he's been an unsung hero for this Miami Heat team that just upsetted a well-coached Indiana Pacers team by Nate McMillan. But listen, Jimmy Butler didn't even play well offensively, and they swept that series. So yes, I am picking the Miami Heat to upset the Milwaukee Bucks. They want all that smoke.
The Pacers didn't have Sabonis, and Oladipo is compromised. I mean, I think the Heat win anyway, but the reason they won as easily as they did is because that Pacers team was not at 100%.
Well, guys, I realize how good the Heat are. They're the sleepers. Stephen A., I'll come to you on this. But is this a must-win for Giannis?
I think it's a must-win for Milwaukee because if they lose and they bow out early, then Giannis is approaching the last year of his contract, and he's going to entertain his options. I mean, it really just comes down to that. The fact of the matter is that he's a superstar in this league, and we all know it to be true. In all likelihood, he's going to be a reigning two-time league MVP, averaging 29 and 13 a game. Even though you're going to point the finger at him and feel like he could have done more, teams would line up for him if his services were available. And Milwaukee would be desperate to keep him because it's not like they're in Southern California or South Beach. People are not going to be clamoring to go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to play basketball. And so they must keep him as an organization. And if you show that you can't necessarily win with him, it's one thing for you to try to buffer the roster, but who's to say he's not going to be of the mindset that, you know what, it might be time for me to move on, particularly when you invested approximately $180 million in Chris Middleton, and he's really not making that much noise. If you are the Greek Freak, you're looking at that and you're saying, excuse me, what's our situation moving forward? If I can't rely on this guy come postseason time to pick up any slack that I'm lacking when we already gave him this boatload of money and he ain't getting it done.
Yeah, you look at that Bucks at Milwaukee's roster. Brook Lopez is not shooting it well this year, especially compared to last year. They've taken certain steps back that you would think would hurt them in the big moment. And what they really need is a kind of combination of Bledsoe and Middleton, right? Someone who can shoot and defend and maybe put it on the floor a little more and play make a little more than Middleton. And Bledsoe doesn't shoot it well enough and has gone away in the playoffs. It's really, they need to find the crime partner for Antetokounmpo in these playoffs. I do think there are promising signs from Middleton. He got very hot at the end of that game, and he needs to continue to play like that. But who says he can't? Middleton had a very, very good regular season until the bubble, and he's one of the better two-way off guards in the league. So I don't see why, I don't think that's impossible that Middleton plays well enough for them to win.
Yeah, it is impossible, Max, because he's going against Jimmy Butler, one of the best wing defenders in the league. And I think what Milwaukee took a step back at is by losing Malcolm Brogdon in the free agency. I thought he was a key piece that they took for granted or couldn't afford, right? So when I'm looking at this, yes, Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, they have to reach the finals, or in my opinion, Giannis is going to walk straight out the front door. They have to reach the finals. There's no